And so that's out of the way. So now let's take a slightly deeper dive into the metric glossary. And so the idea is that Metric Analyst AI is automating the process of fact finding and gathering a list of your metrics. Once you've got them in DataTools Pro, now you've got a series of capabilities to make it easier to navigate and organize and get this information into the hands of business stakeholders. The metrics glossary really is a documentation asset inside of the app. And the goal is not necessarily to use and deploy DataTools Pro to every user. That doesn't make a lot of sense. Our goal is to make it as simple as possible to bring the information together, to tag it, to organize it, make it fast and easy to manage, and then get it out to the right people in your organization. And we'll talk a little bit about what that looks like from a publishing perspective. But I'll show you some additional capabilities here while I have this open. Let's dig into activations because we've talked about that. If I click into an individual metric, it gives me the definition, the description, and some pseudo logic. I have an owner, and then I have the ability to plug and play a target. In my case, 95% is what we're after. Additionally, what DataTools Pro will keep record of, specifically when you use Metric A, is the related dashboards and reports. So if I have activations, what is the source of truth for what is our activations? Now, in my case, I have multiple dashboards that I use. I have my adoption dashboard, I have my activation dashboard, and then I actually have a Tableau report so you can add custom links to external tools. We are automatically going to bring Tableau in. That's not part of this webinar, but we do have a Tableau integration that I'll mention shortly. You obviously have Salesforce reports. And then additionally, you have the ability to link and relate metrics. This is very important because this is where you go from just tracking things in a list to creating your, what I call an extension of the knowledge graph, which is the interrelationships between your metrics, your lines of business, topics, and your analytics assets. Going back, thinking about that diagram I was showing you earlier, this is where you start to make these connections together. And we'll talk about how we use these connections momentarily. But this is the idea with DataTools Pro and our metric glossary, is to really make it as simple as possible to establish and create these relationships. And then ultimately, we're working through direct integrations, through partnerships, and through operating as a Salesforce partner and Snowflake to put all of these relationships to work. And so that kind of gives you a brief overview of metrics glossary.